Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Good evening, namaskar. Pranams at the lotus feet of Baba. And I must confess, this is just such a humbling and emotional experience for me today. There are so many things that I'm feeling right now that I'm not sure I'm going to be much of an orator, but I still would love to share, try and put to words all that I'm feeling, all that I've experienced. I consider myself truly blessed to be the daughter of my parents, to begin with. They're the reason I have been introduced and blessed to have experienced the divine love and blessings, and as Nimish uncle rightly put it, the unconditional love of Baba, and having had the opportunity to actually have been a Bal Vikas student. There's so much gratitude I feel at this moment, listening to you, Nimish uncle, Kamla auntie, all my gurus, all my fellow students, all you Bal Vikas students. I know exactly what you all are feeling right now. I know exactly what you all have experienced throughout the competition. I had the wonderful opportunity of participating so many times, had the opportunity to place a couple of times, and had the grace and blessings to have actually sung bhajans as well in front of Baba at Dharma Kshetra, at Puttaparthi. I just met Deepak uncle, Mr. Deepak Majumdar, and just yesterday I was recounting with Nimish uncle and Kamla auntie how we had the opportunity to perform the Cosmos dance in Puttaparthi. I know what we all can probably, when we put it down to words, can only say this is an experience. It's a faith, it's an experience. It cannot be defined. It does not need to be defined. And that's what we all very strongly feel. And probably that's why we do not feel the need to explain or over-explain what this experience is all about. But I definitely would like to share and express that so early in life, I had the opportunity to experience such wonderful guidance. I had the opportunity to discover not just the word, Nishkam Karma, but actually know what that feels like. And that is what we got to experience, Bal Vikas students would know, with our gurus. When we were introduced to life for what it is, we were guided, I won't use the word taught, we were guided and shown what and how you can experience selfless love, what the meaning of service to mankind is, service to God really is, what the pillars of Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema feels like. What, when we say, and we all do in life, on platforms, whenever we have the opportunity, we'll say all religions are one, all faiths lead to one. But we actually got to experience that. We actually got to actually feel that energy, feel that spirit. When simple little experiences, like there were times, Bal Vikas classes were on Sunday mornings. I don't know if that still is the case, but Sunday mornings. And you're a regular kid, you know, television was big, it was just beginning to bloom. boom. And there would be all those interesting serials and cartoons at the same time that you find your peer group really enjoyed indulging in. That's fine. Today, guess what? I'm part of entertainment. I'm part of showbiz. But at the time and at that age, to have had the inner calm to actually feel you're making the choice to go to Bal Vikas class as opposed to watching cartoons and enjoying being there. I could see that joy right now in all the children. When you're singing bhajans continuously, to actually feel that joy and that energy, to have that kind of focus and attention span. It's an age when you can get so easily distracted, but that inner calm, you don't realize you're beginning to experience and find that. And so much later today in life, with the whirlwind experiences of all that life throws your way, you will realize how precious that guidance has been in all your experiences ahead in the journey of life. I definitely have felt that, and I have always attributed that. When, in interviews, people will ask, how do you face praise or how do you face criticism? And I would always say it's a middle path feeling. It's a middle path approach, because that's the simplest way I could put it in words. And people would attribute to, is this the Buddhist approach? And is it? And I'm like, honestly, in my head, I'm thinking, I can't define it. In an interview, it might feel cool to say, yeah. But very honestly, it is that what you discovered and what one got to realize through these early formative years. Our parents, Nimish Uncle, I completely know what you say when you say our parents are our guiding force, and every home can be, should be, will be a Bal Vikas institution. But also, we get to enjoy that experience also with the guidance of this, call it a movement, but I'll just call it an experience. Panditji put it beautifully when you, and I know why you shared that, when you said कि सबसे पहले जब आपको बाबा से introduce किया गया, या the thought or the concept or the idea of it, you were one of the skeptics. I know why you've actually shared that, because there are many. And to all of them, I'd just like to share that it's fine if that is your faith and that's your belief. It's perfectly okay. Choose to walk away or choose to experience what we all experience here. It's a matter of your choice. But I don't think that's an opportunity for actually wearing veils of judgment. It's good values, it's goodness, and goodness cannot be judged. It's nishkam karma, it's unconditional love. There is free service to your fellow people. There's education. There's medical services. I remember we were made to, because we chant 108 times or 21 times Om Sai Ram. There was a time during Jap that we were just told, we bring a bag full of rice from home, and we all just jap, and whatever comes in your fingers, 3 grains or a fistful, you just keep putting that. And at the end of it, everybody's portions were put together and cooked in one huge top, and we all were taken to a village where we hand served people that food that was cooked. It's a very simple action, but so many values were taught by that one experience. You realize the value of it with time. You realize the value of it the more we live in society, and the more you get to see how much we as people choose in such a frivolous way to create divides, and how irrelevant that all is. I have had the good fortune through my vocation. जब पंडित जी ने कहा कि कला या संगीत and spirituality एक ही coin के दो पहलू है. Every professional, every kalakar will completely agree with that. But also we have had the blessing to have the opportunity to be standing here on a public platform, to be given this, the opportunity and the opportunity to share our experiences, our viewpoint to a blessed, receptive audience. It's a huge blessing. And I have always maintained that the more such opportunity I have got, with God's blessings, it is only to continue sharing the values, the guidance, the goodness that was taught to us or inculcated so early in life, and to be able to share that through different acts of reproducing and recreating that very guidance. And that is what I consider the biggest blessing I have had by getting the opportunity to be on a public platform. And I hope to be a good student. I hope to be and to be able to recreate the values that have been taught and inculcated. And I can go on and on. I know you're all clapping and saying, come on, next person's turn. But Nimish uncle, I can go on and on. I'd just like to share one more incident when I was talking about an experience. Since you recounted or you helped me recollect one of the performances on stage. And I was telling Panditji, I said, you won't know, but as one of these students, I have witnessed you performing with all the great masters of music. And it was such a blessing even then to be able to understand and appreciate the art, our culture, our values. And I think that's also because of guidance. We don't realize, but we actually retain and hold on and recognize so much, educate ourselves so much through all these experiences. You all are very fortunate to be introduced to music like this, to be introduced to bhajan singing like this. It's all a discipline. And so in one of those plays, one of my early opportunities to act, and I didn't know I'd be an actor eventually, I barely had one line in the play. And this performance was in Dharmakshetra in front of Baba, which was a big deal. Everybody was very excited that we had had that blessing and that opportunity. And because the show was getting probably very long, or Baba just said, this is it. 2 different messages came backstage. That play was cancelled, and I was going to come at the end of that play. Oh, and everybody was crying and breaking down. And I didn't know whether I was supposed to cry or not, because I didn't know what I was feeling. But my teammates were all really upset for different reasons, because they were people of different age groups who recognized that opportunity differently. For some, it was the opportunity to perform in front of Baba. I'm sure most of the team. For some, it was just to act. Some were all dressed up and ready, depending on our different age groups. And I was also then beginning to feel shattered and very let down, and not knowing how could Baba do this? How could we all be denied this experience? Not knowing that we were going to have the opportunity in Puttaparthi ahead. And also, I got fortunate and was given the opportunity then. I was picked amongst the students to go and garland Baba. So I go on stage thinking, how could you do this? I had that expression, and I remember saying, you cancelled our play, when I went to garland him, not knowing again what that could mean. That moment would mean so much more for anybody sitting out there, but I was feeling so bad for the entire team. And the closer I came to Baba, and he just said, "Oh, ho, ho, Kanna, I know what you're saying, Panditji. That love, that unconditional love, that mamta." And I broke down. And ever since, whenever I had the opportunity to garland him, with which some blessing I got so many times, I would always be brought to tears. No one asked, no one told, no one said that's a response to be given. It's just the experience of immense love that would evoke that response. And I'm blessed to have had that experience, and I thank you all immensely for it. Thank you.